Want to supercharge your vocal warm-ups and your singing with a sound that's better than a lip trill and better than a tongue trill? Then the raspberry is ideal for you, and it's easier to do. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do a raspberry. That's a raspberry. And I'm going to teach it to you by breaking it down into bite-sized steps. And at each step, I'll be giving you top tips to make sure that you don't fall into the trap of those common mistakes that singers are always making, that robs them of feeling the true effect of this powerful sound on their singing. Then I'll teach you how to apply a raspberry to a song so you can then use it on any song you like. And in that section, I'm going to give you a really cool tip that's going to help you with those notes. You know, when you're singing a song and there's that note that's just you wish it was just a little more comfortable, then I'm going to show you how you can use the raspberry to help really free up and open up those notes. So why is the raspberry better than the lip trill and the tongue trill? Well, let me firstly start by saying if you can do the lip trill, the raspberry, or the tongue trill, any of those are great for vocal warm-ups and using on song melody lines. Why? Because they all balance the breathing. They all balance the vocal focus. They all open up your voice. So any one of those is going to be a great exercise. But why is the raspberry even better? Well, when you do a lip trill, one of the great side effects of it is it helps target and relax your lips and your facial muscles. So if you have tense cheeks or tense lips, you really struggle to get that going. Cool? So the lip trill targets those. Well, if we look at the raspberry, look, I had to have relaxed lips and relaxed cheeks to do the raspberry. Now, what about that tongue trill? That's the tongue trill. When we do the tongue trill, the tongue needs to be relaxed enough in order to get that quick flutter going up on the roof of the mouth. That cool? So there we're relaxing the tongue. Well, let's look at our raspberry again. Look, I've got to have a relaxed tongue. So the raspberry gives us all the benefits of targeting all the tensions in the lip trill and all the tensions in the tongue trill. And finally, I prefer the raspberry because it gives me a warmer sound. I find the lip trill and the tongue trill are much brighter and more forward, but you may prefer those, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, you'd probably be worth playing around with those and having a little go on different ones and just seeing which one do you prefer. Cool? Hello and welcome, my singing friend. I'm vocal coach Dylan. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another video like this. Okay, so let's take a look at how to do a raspberry. Step 1. Simply stick your tongue out a little bit. Imagine your bottom lip is a pillow for your tongue, like this. Now don't stick it out so far that you feel tension, and maybe even use a mirror and have a little look. If that tongue is wiggling around, you've got a lot of tongue tension, and I have a video right here where I go into some exercises that you can use to help release that tongue tension. Cool? But the tongue should be just like that. Lips lightly touching. Step 2, we're going to make that raspberry sound, and that's like this. Start with short little bursts and slowly build those bursts up so you can do them for a whole breath, like this. Now here's a top tip for you. The more even those bubbles are, the more tension-free your singing is, or should I say the more balanced your tension is, and the more even your airflow. Now that's super important in singing because if that airflow is even, the throat stays open and relaxed, the tone is more pleasant and warmer, and the pitch is better. Now if you want to learn about that kind of thing, I got a singing course you can check out in the description box below. Step 3, we're now going to make a B sound behind the raspberry, because at the moment the raspberry is voiceless. In other words, your vocal folds in your voice box are open like this. Cool? When we make that b sound, or think b, the vocal folds come together to make the sound. Cool? All right, so that'd be like this. B, as in the word big. B. I'm just going to think that behind the raspberry. So I get the raspberry going. Cool. So there I was turning the raspberry with the b sound on and off, on and off. Cool. So I was flitting between the vocal folds, connected and open. So like this. Now make sure you can do that on-off raspberry before you move on, because that's a big part of that cool tip that I'm going to be giving you in the applying to a song section that we're going to be covering in a moment. Okay, so well done. You can now do a raspberry. You could apply it to sirens to warm up your voice. Like that. You could apply it to scales, or you could apply it to song lines to give you instant improvements in your singing. And that's what we're going to be doing next. So how to apply your raspberry to singing so your singing instantly improves. All right, step 1, record your voice down singing a line. Well, my mama said. There it is. That's what I'm going to do. Pick any song line you like. Don't make it too hard to start with. Cool. Record it down, and then you got your before and after. So once you've finished the steps, compare it. See if you can hear a difference. Step 2, raspberry over and over that song line. Cool. So mine was, well, my mama said. So I go, and I'm just waiting until those notes feel really comfortable and easy on my voice. And I'm going to try and do it really legato. If you're not sure what legato is, I got a video here where I go into more detail on singing with legato. Cool? But for right now, just make it as smooth as you can between the pitches, because that's actually what legato means, smooth singing. So, then record your voice down. Well, my mama said. Boom, there it is. How did it sound? Have a listen to the before the raspberry, and then once you use the raspberry, did it sound better? So did you hear and feel a difference in your singing? If you did, leave a comment below and let me know. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so other singers can see that this is a video worth watching. So here's that super cool tip. Do you remember I said about how there's those notes sometimes in your singing where they feel just a little too high? They're still in your range, but you just wish they were a little easier to sing. Sometimes as you're going higher, one of the reasons it can start to lock up is because you pull back on airflow. So the raspberry sound, that is airflow. So as you're going higher and you're starting to pull back on a note, it's going to lock off. Whereas if you can get that raspberry airflow at the beginning and then bring the vocal folds together, you've got a much higher chance of starting the sound correctly on that pitch. So I'm going to take my song a little higher up so you can just hear the freedom coming in. So I'm going to make my voice fall over just a little, all right, to help prove the point, as opposed to this is how I normally sing. Cool. So I'm on and offing between the raspberry sound and thinking buh. By doing that, I'm starting that pitch, that top pitch, with the vocals open, so we're getting airflow. Then the vocal folds are coming together in a much more open-throated environment. So there's far less chance of snatching and grabbing on that pitch. And the more you do that, the more the muscle memory is going to start to recognize that new setting. Cool. So in real time, that'd be like this. Well, my mama said. So using the raspberry is going to give you instant improvements in your singing, but you may notice that your voice reverts back quite quickly to your old way of singing. That's because you've got lots of old singing habits that don't just improve with one exercise. They need a whole singing system, a whole method. And I actually have such a method. So if you want to join the waiting list so I can let you know the second a slot is free on that course, then you can do that via the description box below. I'm vocal coach Dylan, and I'm passionate about helping you to become a better singer. Check out these videos here, or have yourself a great day, my friend.